Welcome back to the deep dive. Today, we are strapping ourselves in, really, for a high-speed journey into what looks like a pretty volatile next couple of weeks on Bold and the Beautiful. We're covering everything from October 27th right through the crucial November sweeps kickoff, ending November 7th.
Yeah, and this deep dive, it isn't just about, reading off the spoilers. It's more about understanding the mechanics of how they're accelerating the narrative here. The sources we've looked at, they confirm the showrunners are, pulling multiple levers all at once. It's creating this state of maximum instability, really.
Right.
So our mission today is to extract those core knowledge nuggets, focusing on this, orchestrated chaos. We've got a shocking, lightning-fast engagement.
Unbelievably fast.
Multiple professional boundaries just collapsing left and right. An explosive revelation smack bang in the middle of Forrester Creations, and of course the continued pretty desperate spiral of Sheila Carter.
Yeah, it feels like we're moving past that traditional, slow burn soap dynamic here. We often talk about looking at topics through the lens of chaos theory, right? And in daytime drama, this application is just so immediate, so theatrical.
Exactly. When personal and professional lives are already so tangled up, and let's face it, they always are on this show, every single emotional move over these next 2 weeks seems to have this massive, immediate, destabilizing ripple effect across the whole story.
So if you're getting ready for this run of episodes, you really need to understand these critical intersections we're about to unpack. It sounds like a lot's going to happen.
Oh, definitely. Buckle up.
Okay, so let's start with Monday, October 27th, season 39, episode 31. It begins on, almost a deceptive high note, wouldn't you say?
Absolutely. Professionally, you've got Hope and Brooke Logan. They're described as absolutely thrilled about the successful relaunch of the Hope for the Future line. And we know Deke Sharp, Hope's brother, is now the lead designer, so there's this new energy there.
But that professional high, it's basically a setup, right? It lasts maybe 5 minutes.
Yeah, pretty much. It's that classic soap structure, isn't it? Success at work must immediately be followed by, dramatic instability in the personal life. The high point of the HFTF relaunch lasts just long enough for Liam to sweep in.
And he makes this acknowledgement, which the sources suggest is kind of perfunctory. He says he's put her through a lot over the years.
Perfunctory is putting it mildly. That's got to be the understatement of the decade, considering their history. His constant waffling, the secrets bouncing between Hope and Steffi.
Yeah, a lot doesn't quite cover it.
Well, not even close. But, he uses that tiny moment of supposed contrition to pivot instantly to what he really wants.
Which is?
Proposing with a big ring. Apparently, and demanding they put their family back together, right now.
Okay, here's where that narrative acceleration really kicks in, I have to ask. Are we, the audience, meant to buy this speed as genuinely romantic, or is this just, blatant plot maneuvering to get a quick sweeps wedding locked in?
Oh, it's absolute narrative maneuvering, no question. But within the context of Hope's character patterns, it kind of makes a weird sort of sense, doesn't it? Hope often seems to define herself by having that stable, immediate family unit around her.
True.
And the speed factor is just critical here. She literally just took off Carter Walton's ring, and bam, Liam slaps his own ring on her finger. This isn't really about finding a new love. I don't think it's more like she's snapping back to her default setting.
Like a rubber band.
Exactly.
Yeah.
The show's basically demonstrating that no matter who else she dates, Carter, Thomas, whoever Liam is, the ultimate gravitational center for her. And she seems to want to get back to that equilibrium as fast as humanly possible.
And the sources say she's in tears, but the answer is a definite yes. Which, of course, immediately validates what the Logan, women Brooke, Katie, Donna have wanted for decades, right? They've always fundamentally preferred Liam for Hope over anyone else.
Totally. It's their ultimate win. So by Tuesday, October 28th, that's episode 32, the proposal is official news. Announcements start flying immediately, and the family responds, uniformly thrilled.
Of course they are.
Yeah. And this isn't just happiness, right? It's narrative confirmation for the characters that Hope and Liam getting back together is the right thing. This collective approval basically forces the stability onto their new engagement, makes it feel inevitable.
And it's not just the adults getting the news. The couple apparently breaks the news to their daughter, Beth Spencer. Sources say more scenes are dedicated to highlighting that, reconstituted family dynamic.
Which is the crucial emotional anchor for the audience, isn't it? It shifts the focus away from the, frankly, ridiculously hurried proposal to the supposedly positive impact on Beth. Makes it harder to criticize.
Oh, fluffer.
Very. And if we look at this strategically, thinking about November sweeps, the groundwork is clearly being laid for immediate execution. Now. The source material specifically mentions the possibility of a sweeps wedding.
All right.
Well, yeah, given how fast Hope's moving, and with the entire Logan matriarchy basically pushing them down the aisle, there's, and I quote, no reason to delay. Logistically, the show needs big, high-stakes events to climax during November sweeps, and a reunion wedding for the Golden couple, especially when set against the other meltdowns we're about to discuss. Well, that's peak soap drama.
So we should be ready not just for wedding planning, but maybe the actual ceremony itself happening very, very soon, within this 2-week window, or just after?
I'd say it's highly likely. That speed is just, it's astonishing, even for B&B, which is famous for its quick reversals. It really sets a frantic pace for everything else happening on the show.
Okay, so while Hope is, aggressively cementing her stability elsewhere, we're seeing the total opposite, right? A complete breakdown of boundaries. It really proves that for every action of order, the soap opera gods demand an equal and opposite reaction of chaos.
Perfectly put, and that chaos leads us straight to Deacon Sharp, Hope's dad. He's facing an intervention from his own kids.
All right. Wednesday, October 29th, episode 33, Deke and Hope team up, they stage this united front, and they're demanding Deacon move past just being estranged from Sheila.
Yeah, they want him to take it one step further, file for divorce, get Sheila completely, legally, out of his life. And this is a really crucial pivot point. They're trying to rescue him from Sheila's volatility, which is understandable. But doing this leaves Deacon feeling pretty raw, emotionally vulnerable, and searching for comfort.
And that search leads him directly into Taylor Hayes' office. Uh-oh.
Uh-oh is right. But just before Deacon gets to Taylor, we get a little check-in on the Spencer side of things. Liam tells Bill his happy news about the engagement. Bill's reaction: very happy, apparently. The sources note he's been advocating for this reunion.
Provides a nice contrast, doesn't it? Liam gets his family goal, which then spurs Bill on to keep pursuing his own romantic goal, getting back with Katie, his very own happy ending, as the source puts it.
Exactly. The Spencer men are achieving their romantic goals, while the Forresters and Logans, well, they're about to implode.
And the main implosion really kicks off Thursday, October 30th. This is the start of the most explosive part of November sweeps, involving Taylor and Deacon, and it's described as a dramatic, ethically devastating collapse of professional boundaries.
Devastating is the word. The source material is actually remarkably specific about Taylor's internal conflict here. She genuinely tries to set more clinical and appropriate professional boundaries with Deacon. She even acknowledges, maybe to him, maybe just to herself, that they are crossing lines.
So she knows. She's fully aware of the ethical tightrope she's walking.
So absolutely. She's keenly aware of the peril. And this is where we really need to dig into the professional risk. As a psychiatrist, Taylor is bound by incredibly strict ethical codes. Getting involved romantically or sexually with a current patient, or even a recent one, that's an immediate career-ending violation. We're talking license suspension, maybe even revocation. It's serious stuff.
But Deacon, he kind of weaponizes her recent past against her, doesn't he?
He does. He asks her why she can't just leave Ridge Forrester in the past and, chase some new happiness. He's totally leveraging her vulnerability, her loneliness, after Ridge dumped her again.
And the physical scene sounds incredibly charged. The sources give this detailed description. Taylor's teary, right? Overwhelmed by her emotions, the pressure from Deacon.
Yeah, and he moves up close. He invades her personal space, her professional space, by wiping her tears away. They're apparently moments away from a kiss. A physical kiss.
Wow.
And look, even if they don't actually lock lips, even if Taylor manages to pull back at the very last second, that therapeutic relationship, it's already compromised, probably beyond repair at this point.
What's really fascinating, though, is the internal struggle the writers seem to be giving Taylor. She knows she needs to reset boundaries, but the analysis suggests there's a real possibility she might actually be really into him.
Right, which means this isn't just like a momentary lapse in judgment or a simple professional mistake. It suggests an authentic emotional connection that she's allowing to completely override her entire professional identity, her ethics. It's a total collapse of integrity, really, fueled by that recent emotional abandonment by Ridge.
And choosing Deacon Sharp, who is, let's not forget, currently married to Sheila Carter.
Exactly, Sheila Carter. It's the ultimate act of self-sabotage. She's risking everything she's built professionally for. Well, for Deacon.
The stakes just couldn't be higher, and this ethical collapse is happening at the exact same time that Sheila is spiraling. Sources say Sheila is desperately trying to salvage their marriage and is actively out looking for Deacon.
Which raises the critical question for these upcoming episodes, doesn't it? Is this timing just a coincidence, or is it deliberately choreographed by the writers? Because if Sheila follows Deacon, if she walks in and witnesses this intimate moment, this near kiss, in the supposed sanctity of a psychiatrist's office,
Oh my God.
that instantly flips her switch, right? From desperate wife to truly vengeful, completely unhinged antagonist. She already has the intel, remember. She told someone earlier that Deacon was seeing Taylor for therapy, but seeing physical proof, that's the trigger. That's the spark for a narrative explosion that will absolutely define November sweeps.
Yeah, that sounds about right for Sheila. We also get a quick but necessary mention of the ripple effects from Hope's decision. Carter Walton is apparently a little disappointed by how fast Hope got engaged again.
Understandable. But his disappointment immediately catalyzes the next pairing, Daphne Rose. She's described as thrilled because, as the sources note, she's been signaling pretty clearly that she wants Carter for herself.
So Hope's choice doesn't just stabilize her own life, it immediately destabilizes Carter's romantic situation and basically flings open the door for Daphne to make her move.
Perfect example of immediate narrative consequence. One door closes for Carter, another one, Daphne's door, swings right open.
Okay, let's shift gears a bit now to what sounds like a truly bizarre but maybe strategically important subplot. This unlikely alliance forming between Sheila Carter and Lai Finnegan.
Bizarre is definitely the word. The sources confirm Lai is back, yeah. She's got scenes on Monday and then more on Thursday.
And they're calling this the grandma bonding thing.
Huh. Yeah, that's the phrase the source uses. And it is genuinely strange. Lai is apparently one of the very few people on the entire show who will actually give Sheila the time of day right now. This mutual tolerance, it seems to stem purely from their shared status as grandmothers, maybe united by the messy lives of their kids, even though they got to be grandmas through drastically different paths.
Yeah, just slightly different circumstances there.
It seems like a pragmatic alliance, really, born from mutual isolation more than anything else.
But it gives Sheila crucial leverage, doesn't it? Information leverage. Sheila tells someone, and based on what they talk about next, the source strongly suspects this is Lai, that Deacon has been having therapy sessions with Taylor.
Boom. Right there. She's weaponizing Taylor's vulnerability before Taylor even fully realizes how vulnerable she's making herself. Sheila's always playing chess.
Always. And their bonding, this grandma bonding, it also extends to discussing the newest agent of chaos on the scene, Luna Nosawa.
Ah, yes. Luna. The source notes that Lainey and Sheila are, and I quote, pretty much the only people who don't despise Luna.
Wow, that's quite a statement. Speaks volumes about Luna's current reputation in L.A., considering her recent activities.
It really does. And there are different opinions on Luna, just highlight how complex and weird this Lai-Sheila pairing is. Like, apparently has a very dim opinion of Luna, specifically for breaking out of prison. And the source uses the strong term molesting Will Spencer.
Whoa, okay, that's... yeah, that reflects the seriousness of the original charges against Luna.
Definitely. But Sheila, predictably, she has a totally different take. The sources say Sheila seemed almost proud of Luna. Now, the source speculates Sheila might actually be having this particular conversation with Papi Nozawa, Luna's mother, which would make a bit more sense, but the core sentiment is pure Sheila.
Which is?
She admires strategic villainy. She sees Luna manipulating her way out of trouble as, like, a commendable trait, especially because Luna went and got herself pregnant by a billionaire's son. For Sheila, that's a win. Achieving your goals through chaos and manipulation. Thumbs up from Sheila Carter.
Okay, but here is the absolute most crucial piece of confirmed knowledge in this entire deep dive. This completely recontextualizes Luna's character arc.
Get ready for this one.
The sources confirm, flat out, that Luna's alleged attack in prison, it was a setup. She staged the entire thing before Bill Spencer swooped in and got her the pardon.
Confirmed. Staged. A setup. That confirmation is absolutely seismic. We have to pause and really analyze the strategic implication here. Luna isn't just some young woman who made bad choices under emotional stress anymore.
No.
She is a premeditated manipulator. She engineered a whole sympathy play to secure her freedom. And not just freedom, but the protection of one of the richest, most powerful men in town.
So 2 immediate questions spring to mind. 1, how does this change her dynamic with Bill? He acted believing her trauma was real. What happens when or if he finds out?
Huge question. And 2, does this elevate her to a level of calculated deception that actually rivals Sheila herself? Because she pulled this off while maintaining the image of a victim.
Yeah, she's arguably more dangerous in some ways because of that facade. This confirmation makes her a fully realized villain now, not just, a plot complication.
Absolutely. And it provides the crucial depth we needed to understand why she and, as we'll discuss next, Remy Price, are now identified as Electra Forrester's two worst nightmares. It all clicks into place now.
Okay, speaking of calculated chaos and nightmares, let's move into the professional setting, Forrester Creations, for what sounds like a massive, very public explosion. And it happens on Halloween, Friday, October 31st, episode 35.
Perfect timing for fireworks. Deke Sharp, he's still riding high from the Hope for the Future relaunch success. And he's ready, apparently, to introduce his new boyfriend, Remy Price, to his family and his coworkers.
Oh, Deke. He clearly has no idea about the history between Remy and his sister, Electra.
Not a clue, it seems. And the setting. The main Forrester Creations showroom, which, in soap language means maximum visibility, maximum embarrassment, maximum destruction is imminent.
Who's there? Who witnesses this?
It's a full house, apparently. Hope, Ivy Forrester, Electra Forrester herself, and Daphne Rose are all gathered there. A perfect audience for the drama that's about to unfold.
And the eruption is immediate.
Immediate and explosive. Ivy gasps, so she recognizes Remy and the potential for disaster. But the key reaction, obviously, is Electra's. She's described as furious. She actually yells out Remy's name.
Oof.
Yeah. Which confirms Remy isn't just some random acquaintance. He is a significant and clearly very painful figure from her past. The source calls it an immediate, massive firestorm.
So this is the second major boundary collapse we're looking at. But unlike Taylor's ethical failure, this is a direct collision, right? Between Deke's new professional success and this toxic past romantic entanglement that hurt his own sister.
Exactly. And the whole following week, November 3rd through 7th, is apparently dedicated to the fallout from this reveal. Electra is described as reeling. Understandably. Her successful professional brother is not only dating, but living with one of her two worst nightmares. The other being Luna, of course, who is suddenly back in her life.
It's like her past is literally walking into her present, holding hands with her brother.
Precisely. Now, amidst all this external chaos, the sources do confirm one point of stability. The romantic relationship between Will Spencer and Electra. They apparently remain strong and united.
Right. Okay, that's a crucial counterpoint. So that coupling is positioned as the steady anchor right now. The one stable force meant to weather this storm caused by Luna's pregnancy and now Remy's sudden reappearance.
Seems that way. They're the calm eye in the hurricane. For now, at least. But the ultimate test here, the core moral challenge of this whole storyline segment, is for Deke. What happens when he finds out the truth about what Remy did to Electra?
That's the million-dollar question. What will he prioritize? His new relationship, his happiness, or protecting and validating his sister's experience?
And this is where we have to analyze Remy's previous attempt at justifying his actions. Remember, he tried to explain away whatever he did to Electra. We don't know the specifics yet, but it was clearly harmful by telling Luna it was just something he did because he was in the closet.
Right, and the source material calls that a terrible explanation. Why terrible?
Because it's manipulative. It attempts to use a genuine personal struggle being closeted as a blanket excuse for behavior that harmed someone else. It completely minimizes Electra's trauma and shifts the blame away from Remy's actions.
So the complexity for Deke is huge. Will he accept this justification? Will he essentially buy into this manipulative excuse because he's falling for Remy?
Or will Remy's past actions be the absolute deal breaker for him? If Deke does accept that terrible explanation, it would fundamentally undermine his relationship with Electra, wouldn't it? It would signal this deep moral blind spot, kind of like how Brooke often excuses Ridge's behavior over the years.
Yeah, it really defines whether Deke stays as this sort of moral compass character or if he just becomes another Logan, prioritizing their immediate desires over family loyalty or, well, basic decency.
And then there are the professional boundaries that have to be addressed too. If the truth about what Remy did to Electra is toxic enough, the big question becomes, will Remy be banned from Forrester Creations entirely to protect Electra, who is also a key figure in the company now?
That decision would directly impact Deke's job, wouldn't it? Can he keep being this successful designer if the man he loves is basically persona non grata to his own sister who works right down the hall?
It's exactly like Taylor's dilemma, just in a different context.
Yeah.
The personal life, introduced with explosive speed, directly threatens the professional future. The writers are clearly making sure nobody gets a clean win during November sweeps. Any professional success seems like it has to be met with some kind of catastrophic personal cost.
Okay, so as we move deeper into that first full week of November through 7th,
Hmm.
we circle back to the main emotional dramas that have been set in motion. Taylor Hayes. She's
One,
still struggling internally, right? With these unprofessional feelings for Deacon.
intensely struggling, it sounds like. The momentum from that near kiss seems relentless. And we really need to keep emphasizing just how serious her situation is. This isn't just some casual crush she can brush off.
No.
The sources suggest that, okay, maybe it started as a rebound from Ridge, from all those years of emotional investment ending badly again. But Taylor is now falling hard for Deacon. Hard. That level of emotional intensity makes the ethical violation seem even more likely, doesn't it? Because the feelings feel real to her.
She's caught. Between these genuine, consuming feelings, however ill-advised they might be, and the immense professional stakes, she knows she doesn't want to risk her career, especially for a relationship built on such a volatile foundation.
It's the ultimate soap trap, isn't it? Professional integrity versus genuine passion. And those therapy sessions, which are supposed to be clinical, safe spaces, they've become the most dangerous place in Los Angeles for Taylor's entire future. Her choice regarding Deacon, or maybe her lack of choice or inability to stop it, that's going to be a central pillar of dramatic tension outside of the Forrester Creations drama.
Meanwhile, though, we do see a positive ripple effect from Hope's whirlwind engagement, at least for two other characters.
Right. Things seem to be heating up between Carter Walton and Daphne Rose.
This feels like the immediate, almost necessary consequence of the Hope and Liam speedrun, doesn't it? Carter's now forced to accept that whatever he had with Hope is definitively over. And he's pivoting. Fast.
Very fast. He's now described as being all in with Daphne.
All in. Already.
That's the phrasing. And the sources are pretty explicit that this is moving way beyond just flirting. They actually suggest we may see those two hit the sheets soon.
Wow. Okay. So, a quick passionate turn for Carter then.
Seems like it. And look, it's probably not just a consolation prize for him. It's presented as a new narrative path, establishing Daphne as a serious, maybe even permanent, contender in his life. The speed of their progression actually mirrors the acceleration we saw with Hope and Liam. It's like we have these parallel, high-speed romantic tracks running right into sweeps.
Interesting parallel. And finally, circling right back to where we started, the genesis of all this romantic chaos, Hope and Liam, they're not just engaged, they're already actively planning their wedding.
Yes, the urgency that drove the proposal is now driving the actual logistics. And this is the final key knowledge nugget for this timeline. The specific urgency of the wedding itself.
So we need to think about the options the show might be considering. Is it going to be a big wedding? You know, a major multi-episode spectacular needing big sets and lots of extras?
Or is it going to be a quickie? A rapid, intimate ceremony, maybe done in a location that's symbolic for them, like, I don't know, the CEO office, like Brooke and Ridge have done countless times, or maybe just at the Logan estate.
What gives us the clue here?
The source note is the most revealing part. It explicitly says there is no reason to delay. That strongly suggests the show is aiming for this wedding to happen during November sweeps.
So marrying the central stable couple right in the middle of all the professional crises and ethical implosions happening with Taylor and Deke.
Exactly. Maximum dramatic contrast. The stability of the wedding highlights the instability everywhere else. The speed of the wedding isn't just about Hope and Liam's characters. It's a narrative device to heighten the surrounding volatility for sweeps. #tag outro.
Okay, wow. So to synthesize what we've really learned looking at these next two explosive weeks, Hope and Liam's lightning-fast engagement, it's not just a romantic plot point. It's like the engine driving the pace for the entire show, right? Forcing immediate reactions from everyone around them.
Absolutely. It's the catalyst. And simultaneously, that chaos theory idea we talked about, it's proven instantly by these destabilizing reactions. You've got Taylor Hayes risking her entire professional life, her license, over Deacon Sharp.
You've got Dig Sharp's hard-won professional success at Forrester suddenly threatened because his new boyfriend has this toxic past that directly impacts his sister.
And, crucially, Luna Nozawa is now confirmed to be a calculated, premeditated villain, which dramatically raises the stakes of her whole ongoing story with Bill and the Spencer family.
So this deep dive, it really gives you, the listener, critical foresight. You now know exactly which characters seem to be heading for guaranteed disaster. Taylor, definitely Deke is in trouble, and always Sheila, and which ones are achieving, well, at least a temporary period of happiness. That's Hope, Liam, and now maybe Carter and Daphne too.
Yeah, it really highlights that volatile nature of relationships on this show, especially when they're so deeply tangled up with professional ethics, family trauma, and past mistakes.
So what does this all mean for you as you watch these crucial episodes unfold? We're left with two key characters, right? A psychiatrist and a designer, both facing these massive moral and professional crossroads, and both situations fueled by brand new relationships. You have Taylor Hayes risking her medical license for a relationship,
And you have Deke Sharp facing the possibility of excusing a past action that deeply harmed his own sister, all for his new love.
which brings us to the essential question for you to think about as November Sweeps really hits its peak.
Given the potentially long-term, irreversible consequences of their respective dilemmas, between Taylor Hayes risking her license for Deacon and Deke Sharp potentially excusing Remy's harmful past actions against Elektra, which character do you think is making the bigger, the most potentially career-ending, and frankly, the most morally compromising mistake?
The answer to that question, well, it might just determine the whole moral direction of The Bold and the Beautiful for the rest of the year.
Definitely something to mull over. It's going to be a wild ride.